you, Garstiki? Why were you not here?
Okay, welcome. That's
Let's
right.
go.
It is Tuesday evening. It is Bad Decisions Club Dungeons and Dragons night. You know, now that we're back, we had an illness last week, which is totally fine. These things happen, so we're gonna go ahead and run this week and next week. Welcome, friends. Let's go ahead and say hello.
I thought you were meaning we're gonna run 2 games in a row, and I'm like, I gotta work in the morning, honey.
No, next week.
Yeah, I can't do that either. I haven't had a nap today. I will pass out.
Just go to 4
We're
in the
gonna
morning.
run this week and also next week, right now. Yeah.
Time travel. We figured it out.
Blink and you'll miss it.
Em, why don't you go ahead and kick us off by telling us who you are and who you're playing this evening?
I am playing Vic, the
fantastically wonderful tall person.
I'm real good at words, y'all.
All right. We all there.
Artificer
fine.
shifter? Is that what you were looking for?
Yeah, you know, I was thinking that, but then I stopped doing words very well.
These things happen.
Much like Vic.
Yep, that's
I thought that
about
was gonna be
correct.
all right.
Yeah. Load.
Really quick, just want to say hello. Obviously, Psychanthrope saw you from the very beginning. Very glad that you're here.
Hi.
Gail, of course. We'll talk to you in a
Hi,
moment.
Coco.
Kistrel,
Choco.
Choco Sunshine, great to see both of you here.
Chocolate.
Really quick, and I'm gonna get back to the introductions in a second. See, I can't words either. So really quick, Twitch is doing a thing, and that's in capital letters, a thing. So you'll notice that you can no longer click the bits on my channel because they have replaced it with this sort of new, different donation cheer system, which, as I understand it, takes a bigger cut from the streamers. So,
which is really convenient for them.
Yes, it's very convenient for them, and it's very inconvenient for everybody else. If you already have bits, and by the way, they will still let you have and buy bits, but they won't let you cheer them, which really sucks. It's not everybody, but it doesn't look like it's opt-in, because I definitely did not opt into this. So, if you would like to support the stream, there are 2 ways you can do it. One, I have a 20 subscription challenge going on right now for the month of September. And if I get to 20, I will hit this chip challenge right here. I will eat this chip on stream, not during an encounter. I will wait until in between, but I will cry on camera for you wonderful people. And secondly, if you scroll down a little bit, there is a donate button in the description underneath this video. It's much better to go ahead and use that rather than using the new coin thing. I do see that you have still found the toss a coin to your PCs. What's it called? Reward anyway.
Yeah, channel rewards. Those still
lots
work.
Those still work. Channel points still work, although we don't do a lot with channel points here. Okay, with
Where did
that,
you get those chips?
yeah, it's. Oh, where did I get this?
Where do you get those chips?
This was M got it for me from Walgreens.
You can get those at Walgreens?
Apparently.
Yeah, you can get them at Walgreens.
Okay.
We have given.
That's where exotic, but no. Okay.
Dude, the
Alright.
health warning labels on that are like, if you are thinking about becoming pregnant in the next year, don't eat this chip.
Yeah, you can't read that. Okay.
And then it's like if you're even mildly potentially allergic to spicy things, don't even think about eating this chip. You will have a problem.
Yeah,
also,
that's the
it'll
idea.
turn your tongue blue.
Yeah,
Oh my
it's
God.
Reaper pepper and Scorpion pepper. The warning says exactly what M just said. At the end, it says seek medical assistance should you experience difficulty breathing, fainting, or extended nausea. So, we'll see.
It's like, you know, go talk to a doctor if you decide to eat this chip.
What do they mean by extended? Like a few minutes, a few hours, a few days, the rest of your
Well,
life?
I know Carolina Reapers sometimes are so hot they turn your mouth numb.
Yes.
Yeah, I've heard that.
This
it
is a
actually
combination of
comes out.
Reapers and Scorpions, so yeah, it's gonna be rough anyway. Anyway,
Okay, I'm
we're
sorry.
so far off the track that we
And-
aren't even in the same continent anymore.
No.
Let's go ahead
I know.
and have Jeff go ahead and tell us who you are and who you're playing today.
Yes, hello. I'm Jeff Holland, pronouns he, him. I play Calder Creed, resident sorcerer, and last I checked, he was about 5'10", maybe 6 foot with horns.
Jen, who are you? Who are you playing?
I'm Jennifer Winterrose, pronouns she, her, and I am playing Creetha, the goblin hunter, and her giant frog Stinky. And I do have him over there, but he's kind of unreachable, and I'm gonna have to go reach him.
I love how you always use the introduction to get into the accent.
I love the accent. It's the best.
I understand that most folks who are good at accents have a particular word or phrase that they use to get into it. In Babylon 5, Londo always got into character by saying, Mr. Garibaldi. And it feels like the name Creetha to you is what gets you into it.
Is my start. But and look at this tiny little bird.
Hold it up closer. It's so cute.
My friend who gave me the gay frog one also gave me this. She got him in a squishmallow meat, and this is the tiniest damn thing I've ever seen, and I can't stop playing with it.
I love that there is such a thing as a squishmallow meat. Like, I had never heard of this before. I love it.
Culture. There is a culture with a capital C.
What just happened?
You're still here. We can still hear you.
They reproduce them in a petri dish, and it's a problem.
Yeah. I realized the other day that squishmallows are called squishmallows because they're shaped like marshmallows.
Yes.
That took me a year to realize. I want you all to experience that with me.
That's I do. It's great. It's same. But yeah. I'm really sad because she was going to do a thing where she's going to work with all of her work friends who have kids, and she doesn't have kids. So what she was going to do was, she has a whole bunch, because she's big into squishmallows. She's got like 4 big bags of ones she don't want anymore. And she's just going to bring them there and let
purposes.
The kids pick.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God,
you've got to film it.
That's great.
Yeah. I really want to hear about that, but it got extended. It's now on the 7th, and I'm like, oh, it was supposed to be last weekend.
Gail,
all right.
Who are you? Who are you playing?
I'm Gail, or sometimes Olivia, and I am playing Echo, the monk cleric goblin. Echo is he, him. I am she, her. I'm looking forward to punching a dragon today.
That's definitely on the docket. I see that Silver Key is back with us, although we're getting a bit of frame rate issues.
That's not my fault.
It might be on me. I have no idea. I'm definitely
That's better.
There we go.
It's getting better.
Okay, so let's go ahead and talk a little bit about what happened last time. I have the very small advantage of having just recently cut up the last footage, so I have a pretty good idea of what happened in the last session. We opened with a vision that Vic was having that said that Malar, the savage god of nature and lycanthropes, was sort of casting his eye on Faerun, and that the next full moon was going to be a very unpleasant evening for everybody, and that the full moon after that was going to be apocalyptic. That was sort of the general idea there. Now, we started after that with some downtime, doing some shopping, getting some supplies set up. I seem to recall Creetha very quickly figuring out that the orcs must be feeding themselves with some sort of magic. She produced good berries and said this must be why these orcs don't have supply lines back to wherever they came from, because they must have some large number of spellcasters creating food. So that was sort of a natural 20 sort of idea that you had. And after that, we had another one of our world-famous Marlin the Magnificent scenes, where we talked a little bit about some magical items and got you all equipped and outfitted. And
is Marlin the secret big bad evil guy at the end? Is that
no,
setting that up?
No, he's just a capitalist. He would definitely sell you out if he thought it would make him money, but like, he's not going to be the big bad guy. And then finally, at the very end, the team decided sort of together that the best way to try to deal with the orc problem at the Stone Tooth was to utilize the very exit that you managed to use to save your lives in the first place by entering the Stone Tooth from underwater going through Nightscale's lair and back up into the Forge of Fury itself in an attempt to at least scope it out and potentially take it for yourselves. And if I recall properly, the last thing I said was roll for initiative because a very much more battle-scarred Nightscale was charging you right at the very end of last session.
Yeah.
Only Kretha spotted the dragon.
Yeah. I
Right
was the
now,
only one who spotted the dragon, and I didn't even see all of it. I just saw the bits of Nightscale going through the water.
and surprise isn't a thing here because we still have a warning weapon in play, but yes, this is going to be a situation where even those of you with absurd dark vision will have a little bit of difficulty with seeing, but we're going to talk about that once we jump onto the game board. Okay, so here we have the Stone Tooth, and last I checked, you took broomsticks down into the water.
Yes.
You were
And
swimming
then
there.
somehow put the broomsticks away into the bags of holding while underwater. We don't have to talk about the logistics of that, but they
It's
are
fine.
put away for now.
It's fine. It is unfortunate that flying broomsticks can't be used like as submergible, propulsion. But
they can if you decide they can.
That's true. I could, but I don't want to give you all swim speeds just yet. Just yet. Maybe next time. So let's talk a little bit about the environment that you're in. Now, I'm going to go ahead and share the map, and I'm going to let you all take a minute if you want. That's not the map. To
That's the map.
reposition yourselves slightly if you wish. I'm not telling you where Nightscale's coming from, although admittedly, if you're watching the stream, you'll be able to see it. So I'm actually going to move Nightscale all the way over here.
So, but Thomas and Traxxas are like they're at the very end. That's the tunnel we came out of, right?
Correct. So what you've got here, and I'm going to go ahead and set the scene really quick. I don't have any box text because we don't have any boxes anymore, but I will say, so you are swimming. You are swimming against the current to get back into here. And Kretha in particular, you have started to get used to the idea of Durgadin being in the back of your head, sort of providing a little kind of mental running commentary on some things. Sometimes it seems like he's talking to himself. The moment you start getting closer to Nightscale's lair, you notice that Durgadin starts to quiet down. And by the time you exit this underwater tunnel into the Black Lake, he's more or less completely quiet in your head.
Oh, jeez.
The
He
water
was trapped here for like 800 years.
Yeah.
The water is dark and murky and full of all kinds of detritus. So perception checks are going to be at disadvantage while you're under the water, and that's assuming that you have the dark vision to even see, which
I mentioned
some of you do.
I'm really glad that I have the bubble head thing going on instead of like breathing that nasty ass water like the rest
pretty
of you.
gross. It's pretty gross.
Ew.
Get all your minerals in one gulp.
It's not even earthy. It's not even minerally because it's a bog. So it's much more like decay, and that sort of thing. So again,
in that.
I'm gonna give you a sec if you wish. And yes, Thomas the Bard and Traxxas the very much stock kobold are with you. And if you want to rearrange yourselves at all, I don't want you to feel like I'm putting you in a position specifically to gain a tactical advantage. So if this is not the swimming order that you want to have, go ahead and move yourselves around a little bit, and then we'll roll initiative.
This is about what I meant.
And I know
about what I mentioned. So
Is this center area the
island.
The island?
Like, can we see the bottom of the lake going up?
Is that the gold island? The
Yes,
island
it
full
is.
of his shit? Is it still full of his shit?
You are 30 feet underwater. At the
Can't really
moment,
see.
all you see is plant life and water and rocks and a horrible haze. So it's almost like, I don't know if you've ever been in very dark water, it's almost difficult to tell which way is up.
Is it worse than it was last time? Because I feel like it wasn't described quite as gross as this last time. Like, is the water in like worse condition?
It's definitely more disturbed, as it were. The water was not clear to begin with, but it's definitely murkier. Although I would need like a nature check to figure out any sort of speculation why.
Yeah, I'll do a nature check.
While you're doing that check, I believe also last time Victoire cast light on Lou. Was that a thing that happened? Yes.
Okay.
I'll do a nature check, and
That
I
sounds
forgot that
correct,
this character
yes.
doesn't have any nature.
Hey,
So
you never
this
know.
may not
You
go
might
well.
you might get it anyway. A
Hmm.
17. All right, let me think about that for a second.
Bad. That's not bad.
I'm reminding myself how to set more lights.
One.
There's light. And I can...
So I think Echo would be a little bit ahead of the pack. Like once we see the opening into the lake and we're not following Kretha to find the lake anymore.
Yeah.
Because he's a little bit, even without a swim speed, he's a little bit faster than anybody who doesn't have a swim
There we
speed.
go.
Well, yeah.
Ah, crap.
I'm on a frog, so.
I'm on a frog.
That was me that accidentally unshared it. I got you.
Is Stinky's swim speed equal to his walk speed?
So I would assume that
sorry.
it would be equal to his walk speed because he is labeled as a beast of
Yes.
the land with this so he doesn't have a labeled swim speed, even
He
though
gets a
he's
climb
a
speed.
frog and he should have a swim speed. He has a climb, which is 40 feet.
Okay.
His speed is 40
Yeah.
feet. His climb is 40
think
feet. So I would assume his
basic
swim would
frogs
at
are
least
equal.
be 40 feet. I
Seems-
mean, he's a frog.
Seems reasonable to me.
Yeah.
Now, as a side note, a quick note on swimming, I believe that you can move up. It's basically difficult terrain.
Yeah.
You can move up to half your movement with an athletics check. It's a pretty easy athletics check. No, that's something else.
Unless there is just being in water, you're half speed. Unless there is a specific like huge current, rip tide. If there's an additional challenge, then that would be the athletics check. But just basic being in water is half speed.
Okay.
Now, how would this work with Stinky? Because Stinky has,
Stinky
we're
can
doing
move
this
the full 40 feet.
full 40 feet.
And
Okay.
you can go with him, yes. So
Yeah, as
you
long
are
as
you are
I'm
the
on
one
him.
you are the one player character that currently has full mobility in the
Okay.
water.
Okay, that's what I was questioning, just because.
Anybody else want to make any moves before we roll initiative?
Yeah, I'm going to move me and Stinky right about there.
As a side note, I'm assuming that you and Stinky are occupying the same square.
Yeah, we are occupying the same square.
I'm just leaving you kind of overlapping so that I don't
Mhm.
like lose track of you.
That's usually what we wind up having to do. What it would really be cool is if there was a way to have like a double token where it's like me on Stinky and then like you can click it on and off depending on whether she's like riding. Like that would work for like riding animals and doing other things, but that's like
if you could glue the tokens together, then unglue them.
Yeah, like that would be something interesting that like maybe we should like yell it like
I would have Calder would have gotten close to Echo to cast haste while as we approached.
As we made it out of the mouth.
Yeah.
Of the
Haste lasts how long? It's a concentration spell, yeah?
It's 1 minute, so 10 rounds.
Yeah.
So 1 minute is 10 rounds, but that's not a long time. As you're creeping forward,
literally as we have gotten to this, I know I'm supposed to be expecting something bad. Being able to scout around the room really fast sounds like a smart move.
Roll me a d10, please. This will determine how many rounds are left of your haste. Okay, so you will have 3 rounds of haste. I think that's fair.
Okay.
Sure.
But
entirely fair.
If I have had, since just getting into this room, if I've had 12 rounds of haste.
Not 12 rounds, 7 rounds, but yeah.
7 rounds of haste, yes. Math. I think Echo would shoot to the surface rather than going further.
Okay.
I am where I am, but like 30 feet up.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah.
So you immediately zip up to the surface as Nightscale charges the rest of the party.
Yep.
I think that Thomas and Traxxas are fine where they're at. Are you good with where Vic is sitting?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Question.
Yes.
I can't remember. Is Thomas a human or a half-elf?
Thomas is a human.
Oh, he don't have dark vision. Gotcha.
It's okay. We have light.
Okay.
Okay. Now,
Just for my knowledge. Should
trying
we
to
roll
find
initiative?
the right angle of attack. Yes, please do roll that initiative. Here we go.
May I
Future
ask
me,
you
please
one
remember
question?
to start rolling the combat music here because I don't have it currently.
May I ask you one question, Rob?
Yes.
Did my character have cantrips? I'm so, like, I feel like I should have cantrips, but at the same
Rangers-
time, I feel like,
Rangers do not get cantrips, no.
okay, I'm getting myself mixed up with Sahara, my other
It's-
character
and-
that I'm playing with them.
My ranger
But
in
I
our
would-
other game has cantrips because I took a feat that, or I took a
Yeah.
class feature that gave me cantrips.
No, that's fair. It's just been a little while since I've looked at my thing, and I'm also trying to think about what to do underwater, because can you shoot crossbows underwater?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, you can. You cannot.
Let me-
You
I-
automatically miss if it's outside of the first level of range.
That's fair.
So it needs to be close range or not at all. But yes,
Well, I mean, I'm
crossbows
on Stinky, he's gonna be
explicitly have no penalty for use underwater other than that.
Cool. Cool.
Go
I'm
ahead and
assuming I'm going to be
give me
getting
initiative,
up
Creetha.
real close. Because I'm on Stinky, and I don't think I'm going to be getting off of Stinky. So if he makes an attack, then I'm going to be right there with him.
I love how Creetha has, especially because of the dwarven kind weapon, more HP than basically anybody. Creetha, give me initiative.
I'm trying.
All good.
It's-
Can I
There we
read
go.
the underwater combat section real quick
That's
just to
a
jog
shitty
everyone's
initiative.
memory?
That's an excellent. I should actually have it to pull up. Future me in the YouTube. Make sure you pull up an actual text of these words as Gale is reading them. Gale, please do.
From the PHP, when making a melee weapon attack, a creature that doesn't have a swim speed has disadvantage on the attack roll unless the weapon is a dagger, javelin, short sword, spear, or trident. A ranged weapon attack automatically misses a target beyond the weapon's normal range. Even against a target within normal range, the attack roll has disadvantage unless the weapon is a crossbow, a net, or a weapon that is thrown like a javelin, including a spear, trident, or dart. Creatures and objects that are fully immersed in water have resistance to fire damage.
Good to know.
Just to refresh everyone's memory.